Good evening, boys and girls. I'm sitting here on your familiar ground. I'm sure you can see the playground behind that you've recognized at school, and I've decided I'm going to read you a story. I've got a book here. It's called Thank You, Jackson. Once there was a farmer who had a wife called Beauty, a son called Goodwill, and an old donkey called Jackson. Every market morning, the farmer would load potatoes, carrots, mealies, and pumpkins onto his old donkey's strong back and take him up the hill to the market. And up the hill Jackson would go without complaint or rest. Then one morning, the old donkey decided to stop halfway and go no further. "What's the matter?" asked the farmer. But as the donkeys cannot talk, the farmer got no answer. Irritated, he began pushing from behind, saying, "Go, go!" But Jackson would not go. There you can see Jackson refusing to go any further up the hill. The farmer tried pulling Jackson from the front. "Come, come," he pleaded, afraid he might lose customers if he arrived too late at the market. Still, Jackson would not budge. The poor animal had had enough of this thankless task, carrying heavy loads year after year up the hill to the market. "Bad donkey!" shouted the farmer. With that, Jackson sat down, and the vegetables fell from his back and rolled down the hill. Furious, the farmer began looking for a stick to beat the stubborn animal. "I'll count to 10, and if you are not standing up, I'll give you a taste of this," scolded the farmer, showing Jackson what a big stick he had found. Then he began to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and down below, Beauty, the farmer's wife, had seen all that was going on, and she called her son Goodwill. "Please," she said, "will you go up and help your father with the donkey?" "Yes, Mama," replied Goodwill. "Thank you, son," she said, and at once the little boy set off up the hill. 8, 9, the farmer continued to count, but as donkeys cannot count, it meant little to Jackson. He was just sitting. On the count of 10, the farmer raised his stick, and he was about to strike when his little boy called out, "Father, please don't hit Jackson." The old donkey was happy to see Goodwill, and slowly the farmer lowered his stick and watched as Goodwill went up to Jackson and whispered something in his ear. Immediately, the old donkey rose to his feet. The farmer was amazed. "What did you say to get this stubborn animal off his lazy behind?" he asked. "Mama says," explained Goodwill, "that it's the little things like saying please and thank you that make a big difference in the world." Ashamed, the farmer dropped his stick. Not once had he ever thanked his old donkey for many years of carrying loads to the market. Quietly they gathered up the vegetables and loaded some onto Jackson's back while they carried themselves. At the market they laid out the potatoes, carrots, mealies, and pumpkins under the shady tree, while the tired old donkey grazed nearby on a patch of grass. By the end of the day, all the vegetables had been sold, and the farmer and his little boy and his old donkey set off for home. Back at the farm, Beauty had supper waiting for them. "But first," said the farmer, "I have something to say to Jackson." And he turned to his old donkey, and he stroked him gently and whispered in his ear, "Thank you, Jackson." There you go, boys and girls. A little story about saying please and thank you, and even if it is to a donkey, even donkeys appreciate a kind thank you or a kind please. Don't forget,